Hey guys, it's your boy Sim over here, and if y'all have seen the news recently, you've noticed round 3 of the Can't Fear Your Own World summons is finally coming. Honestly, I had no clue it was coming. As you can see, if you looked at my spirit orbs at the top, I barely have enough for one multi. So, chances are it's not going to be that much of an eventful summons because I don't have any spirit orbs. And I'm going to finish the Senkaimon quest. I need to do that before September 4th. That's when it closes out. But the reason for this video is to go over the best choices for the summons. We have Stark, the number 1 Espada. We have Salazaparo. I think he's number 8. And then Aranero is number 9, I think. Yeah, and then Zomari's 10, I guess. I don't know. I forgot the order, honestly. But out of the 3 that in the intro video that came out, the one that grabbed my attention the most was drumroll, Aranero, believe it or not, because he looks the most transformed, is the word I would say. Because my expectations for when they're remaking these characters, rather not remaking, but upgrading them, because you know they have their normal form, then they have their resurrection form. Just to give an example, Stark looks like this whenever he's in his resurrection form. Okay? So you can get an idea for how he looked beforehand. And this form is significantly weaker than the resurrection forms beyond resurrection forms that are in the summons. Then we also had Salazaparo. And this is what he looks like in his resurrection. So, kind of, similar theme as to the other Espadas, the white, not too many colors going on. I mean, he looks decent. And then on Nero, I believe there's an orange version of him. Yes. This is what he looked like before. Now, when you take a look at his new form, you can see why I said Aranero grabbed my attention first. Because he is the most drastically changed. Because his whole body is like essentially an octopus kind of thing, and it's just epic and nasty looking and cool and evil. And on top of that, his heads have been taken out of that little bowl on his head, and now they're actually like together, they're bigger, and they make more of a presence on his upper body, which is awesome. In second place, I would say Stark would go into second place, followed by Salazaparo. Salazaparo didn't look too impressive to me. He looks pretty much the same, except for, things flying off his body, different colors, and same could be said for Stark, but he's just cool. Hands down, just, he's cool looking. So, I have not read the attack moves for him yet, so I'm just going to take a look and get an idea and give y'all my opinion on which character would be the best. So I've already went over the aesthetics of who I would prefer. Now let's focus on the technicalities. So Coyote, Stark. Stark is a ranged strong attack character. That's good. With the Arankar killer ability, all of his attacks have a chance to inflict burn. Those usually come with a side of 2-second debilitator, which extends the effective burn by 2 seconds. So let's see, which combined with his 20% havoc, which I believe is attack range, so he's going to have a wider attack range than Frenzy, making him, strong attack focused, and 2-second debilitator, which I was right in predicting that. Not because I saw the next line, I just wasn't looking on the next line. Skills make him an effective choice against enemies with very high stamina. He is also able to unlock fire immunity, wonderful, which is great for those extreme co-ops, making him very useful on quests with a lot of burn-inducing enemies or hazards. So that's not terrible, that's actually pretty good. I'd be interested to see how the 20% havoc plays out. I'm not sure how that will look, but from the video that you saw at the beginning when you open up the app, he looks pretty wide range, which is good. Alright, so Salazapro, he's a lot more assy. Salazapro is a ranged, strong attack character with the Soul Reaper killer ability, similar to Stark. Okay. His unlockable skills include 20% havoc. They seem to be focusing on that this time around. Frenzy and a 2-second debilitator. Did they say what? He's poison, of course, because he's Salazapro. But all of his attacks have a chance of inflicting poison rather than burn. So they're really just saying he does poison, Stark does burn. Same skills, 2-second debilitator, blah blah blah. I think we've had poison 5-second debilitators before, if I'm not wrong. But blah blah blah. He's also the first mind attribute character, meaning somebody else has had this, to come armed with a special move that is capable of reviving fallen allies. Oh. Well, I never paid attention to that. So that's cool. He'll function like Kisuke, the 1,000-Year Blood War version, when he uses a special attack. Rounding out his skill set is poison immunity, which makes him an ideal candidate to take on any quest with a lot of poison. So Stark's good for burn, Salazapra's good for poison, and he's good for maintaining the life of your team. Stark is good for, I don't know, just wreaking havoc on the enemy, honestly. Both of these guys are. I would say Salazapro would be the better of those two, just based on the fact that his special attack revives fallen allies, which is more useful. Alright, and last but not least, in the shortest paragraph it looks like, Aranero is a melee strong attack character with its Soul Reaper killer ability. Okay, so you have red buttons instead of the blue buttons in the bottom right hand corner when you play. All of his attacks have a chance to inflict weaken. That's always good because it avoids yourself from getting killed in one shot. You can use the special attack and not worry about lagging online or anything like that, especially in inheritance zones when you're farming potions with co-op. Weaken prevents your allies from getting killed by the enemy quickly, which combines excellently with his Frenzy and 5-second debilitator skills. His special move damages enemies while healing himself and his teammates. So basically like a you know, that one lady with the manta ray. Excuse me. And he can also become impervious to the effects of weaken and paralysis by unlocking his weaken immunity. So 5-second longer effects of weaken, and he's also impervious to weaken and paralysis. Nice, that's actually pretty good. So I would honestly say Salazapro and Aranero are the best of the three here. Stark aesthetically looks pretty cool. Aranero comes out on top aesthetically, and he's in the top two of technically better, in my opinion. So Salazapro or Aranero would be good to get. Yeah, that's what I'd say. So, I'd be curious how if y'all saved Spirit Orbs. I had been using Spirit Orbs on the Ginryusai 1000-year summons, the 3% 5-star chance summons, because I wanted to see if I could get them, and I couldn't, so I used up some Spirit Orbs there. His SP 794. That's around the same as Zamari, who's also green. Interesting. Salazabro 786. 790. Nice. And fillers, Cayenne, Aizen. I don't have that Ikaku, and I have everybody else. So 4 characters out of the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 total characters. 4 out of 9 I do not have. So I have more than 50% of the characters in this pool. So chances are I could get a filler if I do get a 5-star. But yeah, this is exciting. I think I was more excited for the previous round, or at least the first round especially, with Nilio and Hikone especially. So we'll see how this one goes. I'll make a summon video on the 31st then. And if that's anything, guys, leave some comments in the section below of who you would want to pull in the summons. I'd love to know, to see what y'all's opinions are. And if that's anything, remember, this is CFYOW, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Ciao, ciao.